It's Friday, August 7th, 2026, and there's a lot of severe weather and interesting weather coming back. We're also so back, man. I am officially back from overnight camp. We are so back, baby. Let's go. Let's get straight into the video. Let's first start off with the one and only day one outlook. All right, here we go. This is our day one outlook for Friday, August 7th, 2026. Let's start off in southern Arizona, out here near Phoenix and stuff, where we do have a marginal risk for severe weather. As we can see, Phoenix are including that, and Tucson. I could get a slight risk upgrade on this if we need to, right along here. There's a good chance from pretty intense weather, severe weather out here. So we do have some isolated supercells that will come out here, and some scattered to numerous supercells out here, which will definitely dip southwest by 11 to 12 o'clock tonight. So I won't be surprised if we do get something there. So there are some isolated supercells right there. Let's now look at this. Other marginal risk up here in South Dakota and Nebraska. You can see the marginal risk for winter out here in Red Bud Indian Reserve. There will be some isolated supercells out here. I won't be surprised if we get a possible small, slight risk over here. There will be some isolated supercells. I'm telling you that there will be some isolated supercells out here that will also dip west if these storms decide to go west over here, or if they get over here the side of the storm west, and once they go into Michigan and eventually dip west, they can. If they need to. So let's now go to this weird marginal risk. You can see it. Let's show you it. So Columbus, Oklahoma City, Nashville, Santa Fe, you're all including that. Oklahoma City. Right now is the time of recording this video. There's some isolated supercells in Oklahoma. Alright, there's about 10 severe thunderstorm warnings right there at the time of recording this video. So I'm very surprised there is no slight risk for severe weather in Oklahoma, but it's too late now. But these storms were pretty tight out here, and there shouldn't have been a slight risk right here. But once these storms eventually move out of the area, there could be still severe storms once they get over here. So that's the big marginal risk. Let's now focus into the slight risk over here. Out here, near in the mid-Atlantic, from Maryland to New York. Let's first start off Annapolis, Trenton, New York, White Plains. You're all included in that slight risk. We're going to have some isolated to numerous, some severe storms coming out here on the Mid-Atlantic. Brookhaven, you're including that. In New York, you're also has some isolated supercells. With the isolated tornado risk right here, a couple spin up to 2% tornado risk right here could pop up. Go get some pop-up severe storms out there. Won't be surprised if they cause a couple tornadoes. This environment will be definitely designated for that. Let's go to our now second slight risk out here. Out here. This is one of our other slight risks out here. Mason City, Waterloo, Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, Des Moines, Fort Dodge, Mankato, and Mason City. You guys are all including that slight risk. This is one of the more concerning looks on this, okay? So these storms are going to be moving east, okay, once they do become storms. I think we could get enhanced on this, but also if it's only slight, I strongly think we can probably get a live stream in for this, all right? I think this might be very severe that live streams will be on the table today on a slight risk. Not because I just got back, but I won't be surprised. I mean, these storms can get very severe once they get near Chicago. I'm surprised there's only a general risk. There should be a marginal risk. There should be at least a marginal risk out here. But if these storms do get up together and become spinny around once they supercells, this will become a enhanced risk right there, okay? Tell me, that will become an enhanced risk. So yeah, there's a tornado risk and a big risk out here, but if these storms do become very severe and have spin up, we will go live for that. Let's now go to our third and last slight risk. Out here, Marquette and Huntington, Wisconsin. This is also a risk. We see this a lot this time of year. We have seen this a lot this time of year. Just severe storms plus wind events. We are expecting to get like a bunch of heavy winds up to 70 miles per hour. That could become pretty concerning on here. So let's now go to the wind risk. Let's start off out here. So we do have a one isolated significant wind event up to 75 mile per hour winds out here, as we can see. So we could get some 75 mile per hour wind supercells out here. As you guys can see on there, you can see our key is right here. It says wind outlook. And 3 of our slight risks are not covered for some reason in the SIG-1 isolated significant. I'm surprised if 5% has it, but this is also another 15% windows for Fort Dodge, Waterloo, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, and Island and Mason City. There should be a SIG-1 right along here. I'm very surprised there's not. This is very interesting because, why do we have a 5% all the way down over here? It's a little interesting. So I won't be surprised if the SPC puts a SIG-1 for 75 mile per hour wind gusts out here. But there's also a reason why they can say this, is that we got to see how these storms are going to rotate and stuff and all of that. And storms are probably starting to build up as the time we're recording this video, which will get ready to go live after this video. It's posted. Let's now go to our next one over here by the lake, the one that we see a lot of the time. It's only just a regular 15% wind risk for Huntington, Marquette. We will get some 75 mile wind gusts, but I think these severe storms will be more laid back with severe thunderstorms with a couple winds and a couple isolated tornadoes on that. Let's now go to the mid-Atlantic risk. This one, I also agree, the winds are not going to be as strong out here. That's why this is keeping us from being enhanced. But remember, these winds can still pick up if they need to, if we get a bunch of moisture. We have to get a lot of moisture in time from the Atlantic to get severe storms out there. So let's not go to tornado risk, if there is one. I haven't checked yet, guys. So yeah, we do have an isolated 2% tornado risk out here. For Mason City, Fort Dodge, Maryland, Des Moines, and Waterloo. An isolated tornado too will not be surprising out here. But what is surprising is we don't have a 2% tornado risk out here on that slight. This is very interesting because, why is it slight if we don't even have a hatched, wind risk? Oops. Oh my god, I hate when this does this. There should be one in this corridor out here. Because it should be marginal if it doesn't have a tornado outlook. So I won't be surprised if a couple tornado or two could come out over there. I'm surprised by that decision of not having a tornado risk. Let's look at our hail risk. It's a 5% out here. Hail is not going to be so concerning today, I'll tell you. It's the hail risk over here and over here is washed, and this one is low, so we won't talk about that. But what's not washed is this hail outlook over here. All right, we have a 15% with the isolated significant risk for hail up to 10 egg size hail in that hatched isolated significant risk. As we can see, Mankato, Rochester, Mason City, Waterloo, we're not including that. Cedar Rapids, you're outside, but you're also in the hatch risk, and up here you're in that hatched risk. So get ready for these isolated storms. Let's now go to day 2. Sorry, let me go to camera. So day 2, we only have a marginal risk for severe weather once again out here for southern Arizona. Same things today. The storms are just going to plant there with a low pressure system just sitting there. It's going to stay there for another like 3 days. And that's just sitting there, which is what's causing all these storms to happen. Des Moines, Sioux Falls, Sioux City, Omaha, Lincoln, Kansas City, you're all including that. Marginal risk for severe weather there. We could get some isolated storms, and once on the day on, we could get a giant slight risk over here for severe weather. There's 2 low pressure systems out here. That's why these storms are more severe than what it is in Arizona. There's a low pressure system right here, another one over here with a small high pressure system. It's half in the marginal risk, but that's what's all causing severe storms to happen. Let's now go to Maryland real quick. We have another marginal risk. Once again, there's just a fat low pressure system just staying there, which is causing all these storms to happen over here. And this is going to stay here for the next couple of days, all right? You're not going to get a break. The tornado risk is probably a nothing. Tornado won't be a risk tomorrow, but the wind will. The wind will be at 5%. The reason why it's only marginal is these winds are not going to be big. I think the only reason why we have is our hail risk. They're out over here. So tomorrow's not a big day, but day 3 and day 4 are. Let's go to day 3. Convective outlook. We have just a marginal risk out here. It starts off east over here in Indianapolis, goes up to Lafayette, Fort Wayne, South Bend, Chicago, Joliet, Rockford, Davenport, Galesburg, Peoria, Bloomington, Springfield, Cedar Rapids, Waterloo, Mason City, Sioux Falls, Warrington, Rapid City. They're all including that marginal risk. You can get a slight risk anywhere in this. Over here near Chicago, over here in the middle by Sioux City and Sioux Falls. This will be a pretty concerning day of severe weather. As we can see, let's now go to day 4 we do have another risk out here, but it goes more eastward of what the marginal risk one was. It's a 15% probabilistic outlook day on Monday, August 10th. Monday, August 10th. Is this actually? Okay, it is. So Rockford, Madison, Joliet, Chicago, South Bend, Ann Arbor, Toledo, Akron, and Canton. And including that slight risk, we will get some isolated severe storms. We'll run through the future radar to get to this and to see what's going to happen with this. But we don't have any severe outlook past that. Let's look at the excessive rainfall real quick. It's only a marginal for a bunch of these areas. Tomorrow, it's going to stay marginal. We will get some training thunderstorms out here. So get ready for that. So we'll come back to the outlooks. Let's now go to the MRMS as we look at the models, so we can look at the HRR. So let's go to the Z model, and let's start off. Here you can see our time is up here. Just the key what state we're looking at to show you an idea of what the one key on reflectivity and what time it's going to be. You can look over here or down over here. We'll be running through a bunch of models. Let's start off. So you can see these storms are going to be staying out here, planting out here. They're actually going to lose strength, but then we have a new set of storms coming with Canada. Out here it's going to eventually dip its way down. It's going to eventually hit its way to Chicago. These storms, it's going to lose a lot of strength by 10 p.m. And that's the outlook. So that's the HRR. Let's now go back to our outlooks now, and let's look at the drought monitor real quick. So we can see a D4 exponential over here in Denver. So any fires can happen without a fire risk. And you can see let's look at the temperature outlook real quick.
What?
Let's look at the temperature outlook over here. So we see we're going to get 60 to 70% above temperatures over here. It's going to get pretty cool around here. It's going to be near normal temperatures, and it's going to be 33 to 40% below out here, to 60 to 70% below out here, to 80 to 90% below. So these temperatures are gonna be, but it's gonna get pretty hot out here as we get 80 to 90% above of CPC temperature out here. So yeah, we do have some interesting weather coming up. Make sure to check WX Rundown. This radar is great. You have a bunch of options you can do. It's great. All right. You put on earthquakes and stuff. You have all the settings. You have all the streamer stuff you can put on for Pro. Make sure to get WX Rundown. Pro, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys later for a live stream. Goodbye. Boom.